I've recently been dealing with this situation that significantly jeopardized my personal safety, and I thought that this would be a good opportunity to take a break from the holiday series that I've been doing and to stay true to my truthitude and let you guys know what was going on in my real life. And I thought it was really important to speak about personal safety because of this situation that I encountered. I have a little bit of a stalker slash harassment situation. I had to develop a lot of new and extremely inconvenient rituals to keep myself safe and to be hyper vigilant and hyper aware. Some of these rituals include whenever I go outside of my house, I have to have my phone on video recording mode to document any other occurrences with this individual per the request of the police department. I had to file a report, and I can't really talk about the situation because of that, but just know that my personal safety was in jeopardy and may continue to still be in jeopardy with this person. I don't know what level of crazy he's actually working with. So, because I've adopted these new rituals and keeping myself safe, I thought that I would share them with you. As women, we are taught at a very early age things that we cannot do. It's almost a set of unspoken rules that we learn very young. Probably the most familiar to us that we all know is that we can't go out at night by ourselves or in dark places. We learn very early on what are our designated unsafe spaces, which include parking garages, stairwells, elevators, poorly lit streets or hallways, bike trails, running paths, which unfortunately at certain times of day and certain times of night and certain areas are off limits to the entire female population because it could jeopardize our safety. Another thing that I've had to adopt is carrying personal safety items on me, including mace, a taser, things of that nature. I thought I would touch on these things that women can't do. One being walking around alone at night. We are not allowed to go anywhere between dusk and dawn because it's unsafe for us. We can't walk to our vehicles alone at night without having our keys ready in hand. We can't be alone in our our designated unsafe spaces. I'm not telling you this because I want to scare you or make you paranoid. I thought it was the perfect opportunity because I'm always trying to empower women and come from a place of confidence that even though there are a lot of things that we can't do as women, there are many things that we can do to ensure our safety. First one I want to bring up is a little bit obvious but important to speak on in detail, and that is you can protect yourself with some form of weapon. So you can carry mace, you can carry a taser, you can carry a personal firearm, but you need to make sure that you are absolutely clear on what the laws are in your place of residence, where you live, the state laws that pertain to using a weapon for personal self-defense. Because if you do it incorrectly, even a smidge, you will land up in jail. And this was reiterated to me by the police because I asked that question. I said, I want to know exactly when I can use a personal safety, defense item such as mace or a taser. I want to know exactly when I'm within my rights to use it. And she was very clear. She said at least where I live in Florida, they have to actually touch you in an aggressive manner. Not just come at you in a scary way, but they have to actually physically touch me in order for it to be lawful for me to use an item of personal defense. And I also have to use it in such a way that it's provable that they came at me. Otherwise, I'm gonna go to jail. So I just wanna make sure that you arm yourself literally with your weapon of choice, but also, more importantly, arm yourself with the knowledge of your rights and your laws in the area that you live in before you take it upon yourself to get one of these items. And hopefully you never have to use it, but just be aware. Put your phone on video mode when you're walking in an unsafe area or a questionable area, or you just feel like something's off. Now, with me having to do this every time I leave my house, it adds another layer of inconvenience because I also have to make sure that I have enough memory on my phone. So I have to delete all these stupid videos. I have to make sure that my phone is always charged and on video mode, ready to go. But that brings me to my next point is you should always make sure that your phone battery is charged. Always. And always make sure you have a full tank of gas. If you're out at night and you carry a flashlight, that would be amazing. Let friends know where you are going. If you're going out, let them know where you're at, and then when you get home at night, send somebody a message and let them know that you got home safely. This is for people who live by themselves or if they're home alone, and something you may not think of. If you're home alone and you're gonna have a service person come to your house, like the cable guy or the plumber or some kind of contractor, make sure that you leave at least one window open and your front door open the entire time that they are there. If you're home alone, you need to have your front door open because if they attack you, you have an escape route. Also, keeping the windows open, people can hear you. Document everything. Anything that seems weird or off in your neighborhood, in your building, in your complex, make note of it. And if you really feel like something's happening that's not okay, call the police. It's better to call the police and just be paranoid than to have something actually happen that jeopardizes your safety. Mix up your routines. Change up the time of day that you leave in the morning, change the time of day that you come back after work, even if it's by a few minutes. It might help to throw somebody off if they are trying to memorize your schedule. If you walk your dog like me, mix up your walking routes so that you're less predictable. One other thing too, I know a lot of you women out there are runners or you like to go on walks, and we always like to have our headphones in. One thing that I've always just kind of done because I like to hear my surroundings anyway is make sure that you have at least one earbud out. So that you have one ear free to hear what's going on in your surroundings. These are just a few things. I know there's a million more things that you can do to stay alert and ensure your safety. As women, we have this burden of being careful. And yes, we're strong and we're powerful, but the bottom line is that for many of us, we would easily be taken over if some guy or even another woman wanted to attack us. So I highly recommend, using these few things that I've mentioned just to be hyper vigilant, stay alert, and keep yourself safe. There's one more thing that I wanted to touch on that I think can significantly increase your safety as a woman out and about in the world. Unfortunately, we've gotten a lot of misguided advice, and from a very small age, we are taught to avert our gaze, look away, not make eye contact, don't be noticed, keep your head down. That is a huge mistake. Because when you're passing somebody on the street, they took notice of you, believe me, okay? You need to look directly at them. You don't have to make eye contact, but you need to look at them. Make sure you note what they are wearing, the color of their shirt, the color of their pants, what kind of sneakers. If you can see their eye color, great. If they're wearing sunglasses or any kind of eyewear, make sure you note that. What color is their hair? Are they wearing a baseball cap? Do they have facial hair? Do they have any scars or tattoos that you can see? You need to memorize what this person looks like, because if they attack you, and there's a very good likelihood that they might, You need to be able to describe them to police. So break that habit that has been so ingrained in us to ignore and shrink and be small and be unnoticed, and command the presence, walk with confidence, and make note of every stranger that passes you, because when they attack you, you will have to report what they looked like. If you're passing a group of guys, you're not going to memorize what all of them look like. And I know that it's scary to look in their direction because you don't want them to notice you and approach you, because that is a scary situation. We've all been there. All of us women have walked down the street and there's been a couple of guys and we're scared. Instantly, we're scared. And we shouldn't have to feel that way, but let's face it, it's the society we live in. So all we can do is arm ourselves with a few of these strategies and tactics to try to make ourselves a little bit safer. So if you see a group of guys, memorize what one of them looks like. At least one of them. And if you frequently walk in the same area, get to know the people. Make notice of their faces. Because when you acknowledge their presence, it lets them know that you're aware of them. And it puts them a little bit on guard too. And one, you'll either make an acquaintance that increases your safety, or if they are a creeper and have bad intentions, then they might think twice about attacking you, because now you've acknowledged their presence and you pretty much know what they look like, so you'd be able to pick them out in a lineup. And if you don't remember anything else I say to you tonight, remember that. Memorize what these people look like passing you on the street. Take notice of your surroundings and what these people look like that are passing you on the street, because you will have to describe them if they attack you. I want to empower women, and I want you to feel confident, but take every precaution you can to protect your most sacred temple, no matter what. And I can't emphasize this enough, no matter what, if you are ever attacked, it is never your fault, ever. We live in a society that victim shames and victim blames. I don't care what you're wearing, what you're doing, who you're doing it with, or where you're going. If you are ever attacked or harassed, it is never, ever your fault. You never invited it and you've never asked for it. 100% of harassment and 100% of assault is the fault of the attacker. It is 100% the fault of the attacker if they attack you. It is never your fault. So please be aware of your surroundings, stay alert, utilize these strategies, make sure that you put your safety ahead of convenience. Is something that I'm learning to deal with right now. And make sure that your girlfriends are aware of these things too. You know, spread the word, let's keep each other safe. I want to just reiterate that I'm not trying to make anybody scared or paranoid. I just want you to reclaim your power and do the things that you can control to maintain your safety. So thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. I definitely appreciate the support. Follow me on Facebook at Truthitude. Check out my website, truthitude.com. And thank you so much